A very, very good evening, everyone. Welcome to the YouTube channel of PRATHAM Test Prep. My name is Shreya Srivastav, and I will be conducting another season, I would say, of boost your vocabulary and also a lot of idioms this time around as well. So we will not just be doing vocabulary, we'll be doing a lot of other things as we have already been doing anyway. How are you all doing? 2020 is going to tell you I love the sessions and perfect. So actually that's really sweet of you. Thank you so much. It's very encouraging when you get to hear such students tell you that they like it, because it's at the end of the day, it's you who make us. Thank you so much. Hi Vansh, how are you? All right, so we're going to start with just some idioms that we're going to do, right? Good evening, Ananya. How are you? So eventually this might be, and so just something that I would like you all to know is that we will be doing these sessions every day not every day, every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30. So make sure that you tune into, the YouTube channel every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 for Vocab Booster. And of course, other than, Booster vocabulary sessions, there are a lot of other things that are going to happen eventually in on the channel. So make sure that you have subscribed to the channel so you get notifications of everything that's happening in and around here. That should help. I am very well, thank you, Ananya. Hello, hi Shreyans, how are you? Got into St. Xavier's. Okay, congratulations Akshi. I hope you're enjoying your college there. Xavier's is really good. I'm going to watch your videos now. See, it's always better to keep working on your vocabulary if nothing else. And agar wo bhi nahi, to again, hamara connection will always be there irrespective of whether you are in college or wherever. So I'm happy to be connected. Okay, we're going to start with the first thing that we're doing, which is idioms, right? So the way we're going to start with is idioms karenge. Idioms ko check karte karte, we will also know a few vocabulary words related to that idiom or to a similar concept as the idiom that we're going to discuss. So we'll start off with the first one. Let's have a look at the first one. So the first is play something by the ear. Playing something by the ear is again, just kind of have a look at the picture. It's a funny picture, but honestly, playing something by the ear is when you're just kind of using your senses to perform a task without really having a plan. Okay, so ideally it was an idiom that was used by musicians, right, where you did not know the notes of a certain song and you would just kind of improvise on the notes just by kind of hearing them. Okay, hearing the notes, hearing your instrument, how it sounds, etc., etc. So that's where the idiom comes from. Playing something by the ear, then it means is to do something without a plan or something very spontaneous. Okay, spontaneous is a word I'm sure you must be aware of, something that you're doing without any preparation, right? So that's basically what playing something by the ear is. So so the sentences, we don't know if the weather will be good enough for camping. We'll have to play it by the ear, which means that again, we'll have to see as it comes, we'll have to improvise, right? We will have to plan according to the situation. That is basically what playing something by ear means. It can also be like in any other way that you want to say, maybe, if you're going for a competition which is basically about speaking, let's say, it's called an extempore, right? A competition where you have to very spontaneously speak. So even then, when you're speaking, you're not prepared, you don't know the topic. So what you're doing is you're playing it by the ear. Okay, so that's something that is unplanned. Impromptu is a very common word, I'm sure you must know. So vocabulary words related to this idiom could be impromptu, offhand, improvisatory, which means again something that you improvise on. You kind of plan and do it in the moment, not something that has happened earlier. Extempore word se hum extemporaneous yaad kar sakte hain. So extemporaneous is again something that you do like an extempore, which means not planned, without any preparation, without any prior premeditation of sorts, right? So that's what playing something by the ear means. That was the first one. Let's go to the second one for the day, right? So the second idiom is see eye to eye. Now, I genuinely find this picture extremely cute, right? There was another very disturbing picture on the internet related to the idiom, but I'm not going to put that. It's a sweet idiom because it basically means to agree with someone, to be on the same page as them, to kind of agree or accept the other person's ideas. That's seeing eye to eye. So to agree with someone is that. So sentence wise, it means the couple doesn't see eye to eye on how to train their pets. That means maybe they weren't really agreeing on it. Maybe they were in disagreement. Maybe they have very, very different opinions and ideas, and they don't agree with each other, right? So that is seeing eye to eye. So if you're not seeing eye to eye with somebody, that means you're not agreeing. You have a difference of opinion, those kinds of things, right? Okay, so vocabulary words that can be similar to accepting or agreeing the other person's opinion is concur. So very often, if you might have, I don't know if you've seen any series jahan pe, people say, I concur with you. I concur on that. Now, concur here means I agree, I accept what you're saying, I know what you're saying, and we're on the same page, right? Or our opinions are in accordance with each other. So those are the things. Concede as a word has a slightly different connotation. जब आप concede बोलते हो, तो concede का basic understanding होता है कि okay, I am still not 100% convinced, but I give up and I agree. Okay, कि okay चल यार ठीक है मान लिया वैसे वाला. That is conceding. Accepting after not being very convinced. So giving up and taking the other person's side कि चल यार ठीक है. That is conceding. So slightly different from seeing eye to eye, because seeing eye to eye is agreeing in general, and conceding is मान लेते हैं चल तेरी बात वैसे वाला चीज. Okay, so that's our second idiom. Seeing eye to eye, which means to agree with someone or to concur. Let's head to the third idiom. For our third idiom, it is thick in the head. Think of somebody, जिसे हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं मोटी बुद्धि, right? I'm sure you must have heard of this idiom. या बचपन में कभी किसी ने आपको बोला होगा या आपने किसी को बोला होगा, or whatever. You're like, I'm sure you're aware of this idiom, मोटी बुद्धि होना. That basically is thick in the head, which means somebody who's stupid or foolish or not very intelligent, so slightly dumb, right? That is thick in the head. You actually call those people thick-headed as well. So somebody who's a thick head. A thick head is a foolish person. A thick head is a person who not very intelligent. So I'm a bit thick in the head when it comes to reading a map, which means you're probably dumb or not very well skilled, not very intelligent, you don't really know how to do it. So that is thick in the head, right? A lot of people, and I agree, like I am slightly thick in the head when it comes to math. I can't do it. So maybe that is, when I'm not very intelligent when it comes to math. And maybe it can be somewhat true for other people, may not be true for others, whatever. So somebody who's stupid, then for words, similar words to stupid or similar words to somebody who's not very intelligent could be dolt, okay, daft. Both of them mean stupid. Nincompoop, matlab again, thoda sa idiotic, thoda sa not very wise. Even simpleton. Simpleton ka matlab bhi yahi hota hai ki koi some person who is again not very, very judicious. वो कुछ भी कर देता है without really thinking twice. That is thick in the head, right? Not very intelligent. That was our third idiom. Let's head to our fourth idiom for the day. Fourth idiom is an old hand. Now imagine कि somebody has an old hand, which means that a person has a lot of experience. Like that's what we generally consider, right? Somebody who has an old hand would have a lot of experience. So an old hand is basically like an idiom that you use to kind of describe somebody who is very experienced, who has a lot of experience in a certain field. So that means that person will be skillful. That person can be actually very, very professional at what they do or an expert at that, right? That's what an old hand is. So my uncle is an old hand in repairing cars. He will know what the problem is. So that means he is very, very experienced. He is very skilled and expert in repairing cars, right? That's basically what an old hand is. So if I say that, that person has handled a lot of, let's say, cases in general, like is an investigator and is a very good investigator because that person has done a lot of cases and solved a lot of cases, then that person can be called an old hand. So it not necessarily is that like a young person can't be an old hand. A young person, if that person has a lot of experience and is very skilled at something, can be an old hand, right? Okay, vocabulary wise, we can talk of words like virtuoso. So somebody who's a virtuoso is an expert in their field, very, very skilled. Even adept means very skilled. Seasoned is also a very common word. Seasoned is again somebody who's very admired and has a lot of experience in their field. एक word होगा जो आप लोगों ने सुना होगा, very commonly used, is a veteran. Like, and a veteran word again is used for somebody who has a lot of experience and काफी ज़्यादा expertise in a certain field, right? That is what virtuoso, adept, seasoned, veteran, they all mean an old-hand or an experienced person. Heading to our last idiom for the day, which is like pulling teeth. Now imagine like if you had to do it. Like I know as kids, हमें बोला जाता था कि, you know, you can, I don't know if a teeth goes loose, especially milk teeth, jo anyway they fall out, right? So there was some Indian households jahan pe they were asked to, you know, pull your own teeth using a thread. I never got to do it. मेरे में इतनी कभी हिम्मत नहीं थी. But I've heard like my friends had to do it घर पे, like if there was a loose teeth and they would like use a thread to pull it. I don't know how many of you have done it and how many of you are aware of it. But that's that, right? But so it's like pulling teeth. It's so difficult to hurt your own self or to pull your own teeth. That's that. So something very difficult is like pulling your own teeth or pulling teeth. Hi, hello, Parshuk. What was the name? I'm sorry, but you used to attend my sessions in the last season as well. So I'm really glad to see you. How are you? Sentence-wise, let's look at the idiom. It says, getting her to tell me about her childhood was like pulling teeth. That means to maybe open up, to help her open up was like, you know, pulling teeth. It was very difficult. It was a strenuous task, it was a difficult task. Right, so that is that. I'm your previous student. Yeah, I know. You taught my maths when I cleared IPM. Oh my God, this is so good. I am so happy. Congratulations. Honestly, like it really has nothing to do with our teaching as much as it is about, you know, your efforts. I'm pretty sure I must have worked really hard and you've got your dream. So congratulations. And I really, really wish a lot of good luck and wishes to you for your coming years and shine through. What's the best coaching for IPM-IIM or CUET? I think for that, you might want to call the numbers here, right underneath your screen. That should help. You can talk to any of our counselors at Pratham. This should definitely help you. I hope that answers your question. Okay, vocabulary. So for like pulling teeth, the vocabulary words that you can use for something that's very difficult is strenuous. You can say laborious. Herculean, also a word that basically means something very difficult. Onerous and grueling. ये सारे words mean difficult. ये सारे words mean ऐसा कुछ करना जिसमें बहुत ज़्यादा efforts लगते हो, right? जिसमें बहुत ज़्यादा strain पड़ता हो. That is laborious. That is Herculean. That's onerous, etc., etc. Right. So that was those were our 5 idioms for the day. Maybe next time, and we will probably be doing this very, very often. So make sure that you tune into, you know, the Pratham Test Prep's channel. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30, we're going to have vocabulary sessions. Not just idioms, not just vocabulary. There'll be a lot of other things as well. Don't worry. There, trust me, it's going to be very helpful if you tune in every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30. And yeah, I'm going to really hope that you all come back next time as well. And until then, take care of yourselves. Also, if you have any questions, you can put it up in the comment section, put it up in the chat I'm reading. In case if you want to join Pratham, those were the numbers that I had already flashed. So you can go back to the video and look for the numbers. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And so that if there's anything that's happening in the on the channel, you'd be notified about it, because honestly, there are going to be a lot of things that we've planned in the pipeline. So it's going to be a fun learning experience, and this goes beyond your classes. So make sure that you are making full use of this. And I'm going to see you next in the next session, which is on Thursday at 8:30. Until then, have a very good night, all of you. Bye-bye.